Hey guys, sorry about that. Had a technical malfunction. I moved the Roku and it switched to a different channel, so I couldn't see what was on the on OBS. So, really short throwing together this stream tonight because I actually just got done with dinner and just got done with work. I had about 8 minutes to put this together, and as it says in the title cards, decided today that I'm going to work on the hey Spencer, decided I'm going to work on the Ecto 1 to the last 4 packs that I have. I'm moving them as I talk. Hopefully more will come. Got an email today that the Enterprise D should be shipping out, so if it does, next week will be the Enterprise D. Otherwise, honestly, the Pearl was supposed to be today. I just wasn't feeling the Pearl. Sorry, Eric. But the Pearl, the Pearl I'll work on next week because literally since the last time I worked on the Pearl, I haven't done anything to it. And there was a lot of sanding and stuff like that that I needed to get done. And hey, Shu. But there's a bunch of sanding I needed to get done. Just to me, it's stuff that I don't want to put on a live stream. Have you guys sit here for an hour or two, watch me just sanding the corners off of some of the spars. So once I get the sanding done, I'll get the sanding done and I'll get some stuff glued to it. Probably do some staining, and then we'll pick up on where I'll be gluing down the cannons and things like that. Holy crap, Rick! Good to see you, man. What do you think of the hair? Gentlemen, Rick Carpenter is somebody I've known for, well, let me see. We've been married, my wife and I have been married for 29 years, so we'll call it probably 34 years or so. We met in Germany, and actually the night I met him, my wife, I met him as well. Really, really interesting. He's currently, I believe, in Brazil, somewhere in South America. So, let me go ahead and flip over to the Droid Cam, and hopefully, after my video I did last night, I forgot to plug it in, so hopefully it won't die midstream. If it does, I've got a couple other cameras that I can bring up. Yes, Rick, a long fucking time. There goes my PG rating. So, like I said, we're going to be doing we're doing issue 13 in Colombia. Okay. Those of you that have been watching all along know that part 4, even though it's issue 13, because I started when I was on issue 8, haven't been streaming for all that long, or doing videos and streaming. But issue 13, putting some of the flooring in, quite a bit of flooring actually. I think this is the front seat. Got a speaker grill here. I think a couple of the footwells, and some, so on. This is where we start building the actual interior of the bottom, or the interior of the car. I suppose, let me move the magazine just because, I don't know, Rick, have you watched any of the streams before this? Because if you haven't, I can pull the car over and show you exactly how huge this monster is. I'm going to take that as a no you haven't. I just thought of something. Yeah, I brought it in here. So, that's how big this monster is. Part of the hood. Got the hood here. Front headlights. And last thing I worked on couple months or a month ago or so was the dash, and everybody remember I inadvertently broke the handle for the light, the exterior light. It turns out I'd forgotten that I ended up with 2 pack 12s, I think it was. And so, realized that the other day, and so I looked at this thing and I was like, well, isn't that special? Just so happens, because I ended up with a second issue 12, because they lost one. Yeah. Hey, that's what a lot of us do, Rick, is a lot of us will sit here and we'll work on stuff. I mean, I do it when I'm watching somebody else's live stream. I'll usually be working on something. And actually, Mark, I have since it's just me and the wife now, I have a office room in the front of the house that is now my display room. So that's where all of these are going to end up. Some of them, like the Falcon and the X-Wing, will probably end up on the walls. The ones that are going to be interesting are the shuttle that I did the video for yesterday, and the Saturn V, because that thing is huge. So let me throw these into the box and get my screw boxes out. And the screwdriver set. Like I said, guys, this was a last minute getting everything put together. Sorry. Now it's water. I'm not on the booze yet. Give me time. Oh, I don't need the extra dash. I need the dash that I was working on. That's not good. Well, maybe not. You know, actually, you might be able to hang the Enterprise D mark. I'm not positive. So remember, this thing only goes in one way, and it's really kind of dumb the way it goes in. It blocks the switch. But if that's the only way it'll fit, so be it. So let me see. Don't want to re-break or break this one too. That should be good enough. I can still reach the switch. So, just to let you guys see, I broke that last time I worked on the Ecto 1, last time I live streamed for it. So now let me get issue 13. I will, Rick. You want to say something else too? I mean, 3 days ago it was our 29th anniversary. Yeah, the Falcon. Oh yeah, you mean hanging it? That, I don't know that they're going to come out with something, but it shouldn't be too hard to actually work something to hang the Enterprise D. So, pack 43. Open this up. And it was actually Speaker Grill that I saw. It's not Footwell's. Murphy is outside singing to the neighbors. So these are EPs and IP. Murphy! I don't know if you guys can hear Murphy or not. Cool. Actually, I was thinking about, originally our my Falcon, and it may still end up there, was possibly going to end up on in our movie room on one of the walls because it's actually in what would be a what would be part of the attic if it wasn't open to the upstairs. So it's got slanted walls on the outside, and it was gonna, we were kicking around the idea of hanging it upside down from the ceiling, the wall / ceiling. Still might do that. Okay. Nah, that's fine. You guys can see the book. You can see where the magic comes from. So I've got, let's see, this is, okay, so this is 43C. The, I believe this is the, this is the left footwell and speaker grill. Same thing, right footwell and speaker grill. Just like normal, it's got the two lugs, the pin, and then the holes for the lugs and the pin to go in so that you get it in the right way. And then it is secured by 2 of the EP screws. And so there's I got the wrong size screw head on here. It's popping out of the cross on the screwdriver. Much better. There's one. I lied. This one, the one I'm working on right now, is for the left. Realize that because it has an L on it. So you see if you can see it. You can see there, right there, the L. So, just out of curiosity, Rick, the project you're working on, is it a model or something else? Because if you're a modeler, I would suggest that you go over to hobbylinkinternational.com and join. Yes, exactly, Mark, my other right. Because if you are looking for a modeling home, HobbyLink International is an awesome place. Lots of people there. I don't remember how high we're up. I know that we were well over 100 members. Not quite as high as we were before the Kenny had to change the site, but I think we were up over 100, maybe over 150. We were up around 700 in the old site. But that's a good place to go over to, to hang out or talk to or see other modelers or their models. Okay, so take the dash and 43. Oh, you know what? That's why I thought it was the right, because it is the left, but it's on the other. It's from the back side of the dash. I think. Let me double check. No, I'm about to do this. Yeah, I'm about to do this wrong. All right. Same thing as always, guys. Get that wire out. Not sure if you can see. Okay, so the center hole is for the pin. The 2 side holes are for the screws. Same on the part itself. Two screw holes, 1 pin. I'll tell you, Mark, my Star Wars group build is done. I just keep not doing a video or posting pictures. I took a bunch of pictures. And it's actually a combination of my Star Wars group build, my Star Wars and the Secret Santa. Since I got a TIE Fighter for the Secret Santa, I did that for the Star Wars group build as well. Okay. So let me pop this first screw in here. And these are IP instead of the EPs. And it's kind of iffy because I've got to try and balance this thing on the pin while putting the screw into the hole. There's the first one that's caught. You guys got time. I mean, it's the 13th. You have 17 days to get the group build done. And, you know, if you show up this weekend, Mark, you'll have 2 to 3 hours of 2 to 3 hours of uninterrupted time during the live stream on Sunday. And I know what you're talking about, Mark, because I am constantly getting sidetracked, which is why I have as many models in progress as I do. So same thing on this side. Let me get the wire out of the way. Just kind of sits on there like that. I like the way it actually matches up the dash. The second one will stay in place. Twist it a little bit because the screw hole was out of the way. Oops, almost dropped that screw. Oh, that 3D printer. That's why I don't have one. Because it would stop me from doing anything else. But I have seen some of the stuff you're doing on your 3D printer, Mark, and it is awesome. Okay, guys, so and dash fits, actually let me turn it around so it's upside right. Dash got the brake pedal that moves. The emergency brake doesn't. I don't think the gas pedal will move. And then you can see there, speaker on the left, speaker on the right, and the dash now stands up on its own. That is the end of stage 43. So let me move this up so I can bring over the parts for stage 44. That's 46. Stage 44 is the first part of the floorboard. Almost about to cut the screw bag in half. I think this. No, not screw bag. Oh. I do believe that's the gas pedal. So in this stage, we have, wow, not a whole lot to do. You've got floor pan, and this nice little chrome piece. First, that almost looks like flash. So first there's this, what looks to be possibly the gas pedal, but it says not to put it on yet, and it has a hole in the bottom of it, so that's going to be actually screwed in, and it's going to sit right here. Does not require screws. Yeah, that is the gas pedal. Probably also does not require glue. I'll show you this one. Only the old guys will recognize something like this for the most part. Some of your younger guys might. This is the dimmer switch for the lights. Older cars, like I think this is a 59 Cadillac, the dimmer switch was not on the column, it was down on the floor. It says it should just push in there. Oh, and it doesn't actually, it will push all the way to the floor. I'm guessing something is probably going to make me push that nub back through. But once it's in place, looks like that. Not too bad. And that's all of issue 44. Kind of sad. Speakers and carpets. This may end up being a short stream. Hope not. Well, I was hoping to hit my normal hour to hour and a half, but it might end up being about an hour. Let me think. Couple of things I might try, or I might just go up and visit with the wife. And there are aftermarket, quote unquote. Sorry, Donnie. I'd have gotten your notification if I wasn't scrambling right at the end to get it done. So I've got some strips of tape. So that means the younger crowd knows what it is there, Spencer, since I believe you're probably the youngest one at your tender age of, I think, 36. If I remember right. Get out to go shopping. That's nice. That's one of the things I like is regarding painting. Since I'm in the patio now, especially since the weather's better, I can just open the door when I have to paint with anything that's not acrylic. 2 AP screws. Two more IP screws. Interesting thing is that some of the aftermarket, there are aftermarket quote unquote carpets. I think these look awesome, especially they've got the crease built in. You know, I did on the DeLorean, I did an aftermarket carpet, but I did it myself, and it was really hard to get the seats to sit down correctly. This, I think, has a bench seat, so it shouldn't be too bad, but I don't want to mess with it this time. Okay, so the first thing it has you do is take, let's see, this, speakers. I'm guessing it would be like for speakers for like a CB radio or something like that. Let me keep my thumb out of there. You can see the grill work there. And again, like normal, a pin and a screw lug corresponding to the pinhole and the screw hole there. So just drop that pin down there on that. Yeah. Forgetting how to speak. Grab one screw. And it's an IP screw. Put the screw in from the bottom. Locking that part on really well. Let me take a look at something here real quick. I'm just looking at Discord real quick, guys. Omar did finish his patio, or refinished his patio, and it looks pretty good. So let me move this out of the way. And take one of these, if I can get it off. One of these strips here, and this one starts against this edge and roughly parallel with the back, with that screw hole at the back of it. So let me lay this down here. I'm trying to stay right up against the side of this part. Do the same thing with this one on the opposite side. Then these small ones go up here on the front. Just a little bit to the left of the hole, a little bit to the right of the dimmer switch. Nothing really to line it up on this side except for looking at it. It's about, this edge should be roughly be same spot as the edge of the narrow piece of tape. So I'll put that on there like that. And then these last two run back as far as the first one, slightly over from the other one, from the one that on the firewall. And that one's not straight. Do the same on this one, except for maybe get a little bit closer, maybe a little bit straighter. Okay, now to take the backing tape off. It's always fun getting this stuff off without pulling the tape itself back off. It's not too bad. Did not realize that this was a clear tape underneath here. I can see a couple spots where I didn't get it pushed down because there's air gaps underneath the tape. So I'm guessing I'm going to start in the front. I was almost screwed this up because there's a little gap here. put it over here. This little gap here, I was about to put the dimmer switch in, and the dimmer switch actually goes in the square hole. So that round part should fit up against the screw lugs, not legs, on the firewall. Run down a little bit so I can get the dimmer switch. And the screw hole for the, no, that's not far enough over. Alright, let me try it from the other side, because my problem was I was nowhere near the edge. I'm too far forward. I just took a look at the picture, and it is not all the way to the edge, but it is really close to the back edge of this well, or the front edge actually. That, except for it's not quite where it should be. It's twisting a little bit, which isn't going to be too bad, such a big deal on the other side. But on this side, I've got the gas pedal and the dimmer switch that has to fit in there. Gas pedal might be a little bit tight, but it's in there. Take this out. Actually, get rid of these because I'm still saving these plastic trays. I don't know what for. Actually, plastic trays will probably end up being places where I can put super glue while I'm doing other things. This one's going to be a little bit easier because I don't have anything on this side that I have to get around. So line up the back edge and the right edge for the most part. Get the right edge down in there. This is not quite where it needs to go. I just realized that the other one is actually flush up against the axle tunnel. Alright. Nice Cadillac logo in there. Right here, the gas pedal may or may not give me a pain to get in there. But it's in there. I think it looks fantastic. Like I said earlier, there are aftermarket for the carpets. I don't think that they're needed. And then the gas pedal should fit in here into that keyway, but it's slightly off, so let me make a slight adjustment to the rubber here if I can. If I can't, I'm going to have to pull it up. So, if you look, I just cut a little bit of the rubber out. So hopefully this will now push down into that slot. And it looks pretty good. That should be an AP screw, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, I can use it for the plastic. Use the plastic for windows, and it usually is clearer than the molded kit parts, because the molded kit parts bounce around in a box and can very easily get damaged and scratched. But that's why we all have future. So I've pulled this. Sorry, I'm out of screen, guys. I've got this up against my chest so I can actually pull it down where it's supposed to be. You know, screw it down to where it's supposed to be. I think. There you go. Oops. And there's the gas pedal. Don't think it's crooked. It might be just a hair. Actually, there. That's better. I twisted it a little bit. It's now a little bit straighter on the floor. And the pedal itself is off of the floor above, in front of it. So let me put this out of the way. Actually, I'm going to put it, before I do that, just because. Actually, let me see. Nope, doesn't have it. I am going to fit this on here where it's going to actually eventually go. If I can line up the screw holes. And that's actually the way the dash is going to go on here. Flip it around this way. See the brake pedal, the gas pedal, emergency brake. Not bad looking at all. So let me get this off the chassis. Whoa, that scared the crap out of me. Had to move I was moving the hood, and then when this thing let go, I was like, it scared me. I thought I was going to drop it. And I know why it doesn't have me putting it on yet. Well, maybe it could actually. I was thinking it wasn't going to have me attach it to the floor pan yet, which it's not, because the steering shaft, but the steering shaft actually goes through the firewall in the floor pan, and it's going to go through here as well. So I want to put that back on here. Get all the wires out of the way. Once I do the part of the seat that I've got, I will bring this back over so you guys can see it as well. If I can get that, there we go, the steering shaft through. It's a little wonky on there, but that's because more pieces to come for it. So let me open the last pack. Got the seat bottom. And then the legs, support legs. And I want to say this should be able to swing. Got the support legs. I've got the screws, and then there's pieces that go over top of them. So these are all identical. They're all 46C. These are metal. This is plastic. They all sit on here like so. these will go over top. There's several screw holes. There's four screw holes and a pinhole, matching up with the pin. If you had it there for a second, you can barely see that there's a pin right there, and then 4 screw holes. That'll set in there like that, and that'll hold those legs in place. Actually, I think I'm incorrect. I said that this was the seat, seat bottom, but I think this is actually the seat back. Yeah, it's front seat. No, it's front seat base. Okay. These are not legs. Those are the seat back braces. So the seat back will sit against the back, against there, and so it will be able to swing forward just a little bit. I've seen World of Wayne has his quite a bit further, well, not really quite a bit further. I think he's like 2 stages ahead of me. And the seat does swing, but it doesn't swing a whole lot. So let me get out. Let me get out a group of screws because I've got 16 of them to do. Let me hold this down while I get a couple screws into it. This is one of those times that one of the issues for the Ecto 1 that doesn't have a whole, it's got a bit to do, but not as much as some of them do. It doesn't have as much as the last couple packs have, and that's what happens with these, is you get a lot to do in some issues and not a whole lot to do in others. And what I'm doing right now, guys, is I'm just setting all 4 screws on each one in. They're not at all tight. That way I can just go back with the screwdriver and lock everything down. That's way more screws than I need. That's okay. That's 4 there. I just grabbed 4, so let me get the rest of these and put them back in here. I don't know if you guys can hear it in the background, but there's a dove out there somewhere. The only reason I know it's a dove is because my grandparents had, well, actually my grandmother had doves, and I heard that sound all the time. Okay, so that's got them all in there, and see, and these will be tied together by the seat back, but that it lets it flip forward just a little bit. So let me tighten all of these up. That's that one. The part of the screwdriver that's supposed to spin on the top here is not screwing or not spinning like it should. Cool. So what you're saying is, Spence, is that you have spring weather as well. I don't know. Is Eric on tonight? Because I know he's probably frozen up there in Bismarck. I think he had snow again today. Hey Kenny, how's it going? Actually reaching the end of what I've got for the Ecto. I mean, literally this is the last pack I have and haven't seen any charges yet, so the Ecto will go on the shelf until I get more parts for it. Chinese food's good. We had chicken sandwiches tonight, homemade. And they were spicy chicken sandwich, like really spicy. Okay, let me double check all the screws are tight using my fingernail method, which I've described before. So they're all tight, and wow, maybe just I was going to say maybe just a hair tight, but no, actually you're going to want it not just to flop forward. So, let me double check, or let me take a look. Yeah. So looking on the bottom here, I think this is where the legs are going to go. And there's going to be the quote-unquote fabric that goes over top of the bench with the sponge in here. So it should look pretty good when it's done. So at this point, guys, we're 49 minutes into the stream, and I'm out of Ghostbusters. What I'm thinking is I'm going to pull out some X-Wing parts, because I have all the X-Wing now, and so I want to get it done. If you guys don't mind sticking around for a couple minutes while I drag things out. And also, I need to find it because I want to show you. I inadvertently, when I was doing the cockpit, I dropped the resin part and it broke into like 4 pieces. Not a happy camper at that time, but I was also able to put it into the cockpit relatively well. I think it looks okay. Got the cockpit. I just need the electronics to go with it. Don't mind me, I'm dragging a box out under here. Oh wait. Yeah, don't be me. I specifically put the card back into the anti-stat bag. So, cockpit came out pretty good on the X-Wing, but like I said, I dropped it, and once the canopy is on and it's on for good, you're not going to see it. I can see where I had to glue it. It's ugly, but it works. So let me plug this in. Let me make sure I get it in there the right way. Why are you not plugging it in? Because I've got you backwards. Okay. Put it in there the right way, it goes right in. And turn on the power supply. I don't remember what this thing takes, so I'm going to start at like 4.5 volts. That'd be just the most awesome thing, is to blow up the card too. Yeah. Actually, it's at 4 volts. So I'm not sure. Yeah, you guys can't really see. Echo, turn off bench. Echo, turn off patio lights. So light. What is going on here? Oh, I don't have a good contact at the power supply. So the light bleed into the cockpit up here is really bad. Let's see if I can. There, you can see. You can actually see it. So what I'm going to have to do is go in there with something. What is it? No, not really. It just happened. But I'm going to have to. What is it? It's on the tip of my tongue. The black paint that you put in here. But I'm going to have to put some black paint in here on the edges. Didn't think about it before I put it in here, and it's now super glued in, so the light under here, there's nothing I can do about it. Once I get it fixed, like I said, it's not going to be awful once the canopy's on. I just need to get as much as possible the stuff on the sides of the panel blocked off. The rest of it looks fantastic. Might do something here on the front somehow to paint the bottom of the acrylic there. But like I said, it's in here. It's not coming back out. Tulip, that's it. Thank you, Spencer. It was on the tip of my tongue. I couldn't remember. I felt dumb. But yeah, so the cockpit doesn't look bad. And I could conceivably reach out to Gus and get a new photo etch piece, but I'm not going to ask the man to send me a free, not photo etch, the free resin printed part. I'm not going to ask the man to send me that for free when it's $180 original. You know, it was my fault. I was the idiot that dropped it, so I'll deal with it. Echo, turn on patio. So that's where I am with that. Need to do some repair work on that. Say, I'm going to pull out 4 of the magazines, and the laser turrets are off on purpose because I looked ahead. Once you start putting the wings on, you pull the laser turrets off because the laser turrets are heavy. So let me see what was in issue 69. I think issue 69, because I actually glanced through these. Not a whole lot. So let me get, and this is where the kit is starting to get really big. Maybe. Depends on if I can find the actual parts that I'm looking for. Because I've got them now scattered in 3 different locations because of how big they are. Let's see, 69 is going to be that wing support mechanism. So that's going to be here in this box. Oh, duh. Yep, right here on top. So last time we worked on the X-Wing, that part right there was what we worked on, or what I worked on. And before I get screw boxes mixed up, that over there. Guess I'll have to update the stream, the description of the stream, saying that I switched over to the X-Wing, just in case anybody who's watching the X-Wing doesn't want to miss it. Okay, I'm just looking. There. I heard something rattling in there, and it's that piece. So I've got the end brace, the wing support mechanism, the 4 pivot rods, and where's the screw box for this one? Probably in that other. Yeah, in the other box there. Oh. Actually, where is, there it is. Sorry, talking to myself, guys. It was only a matter of time until I lost my mind. You can ask Rick if he's still on. I lost it a long, long time ago. Say hello to Kelly. Okay. So these are XW08 screws. I cut the bottom of the bag instead of actually getting it open. So let me flip the page. Take the rear fuselage base, this from stage 66, plus parts provided, apart from the metal pivots. So the metal pivots can go in here with the laser turrets. So the brace goes on the back here. Okay, so you got the brace has 2 pins. Those pins go into these 2 holes, and it makes sense because you can see there's a lot of flex here. Once these pins are in here, and there's no glue needed, these are actually really tight. You push it in until it fits flush. Fit the support mechanism. It says this way round. Okay, so what it's showing is this round part has got to be to this side. Does not show. Oh, yeah, it does. This wire number 12 needs to move up here out of the way. – 13 and 14 need to stay up out of the way, and it just sits down in there like that. It actually sits flush down inside the part. And you that's cool, guys. What's up, Kelly? So that sits down in there like that, and there are, I see 4. So there's 1 here. Okay. There's a total of 5 screws here. There's those 2 there, and there's 1, 2 right here underneath the wires, and number 3 is up here in the front. So I'll start here with this middle one on this side. Do the same with the other 4. Tighten them completely down. Matter of fact, because of how far down in the model this is, I didn't even remember what I mentioned you for, Rick. Oh, about the fact that I've lost it a long time ago. You can vouch for that. So, number 3. By the way, Rick, the Hobby Link International, that is Kenny. He is the leader of our, of the, I don't know if we would call it a club. You know, he's actually got a little bit of a business that runs with it. But the rest of us are hangers-on, staff members, hobby enthusiasts, whatever you want to call us. We're members of the website, of the community. Okay, and that is, well, camera froze for a minute there. So there's 2 screws over here, and then 1, 2 up underneath the wires, and 3 up there in the front. That's it for stage 69, everybody's favorite stage. Inmates in the asylum. That is absolutely correct. But you're the leader, Kenny. So this is actually one that I was looking forward to do. Issue 70. Lots of little gears. And I do. Right here handy. This will probably... Exactly, Spence. 69. This will probably be where I stop tonight because 70 has a lot going on. It is actually putting the mechanism together that will open and close the wings on the X-Wing. And some micro switches in here. Actually, I think we've already done... If I'm not mistaken, I've already done one of these, so this is going to be the other side. So we've got the gearbox cover, motor mount, gearbox casing, the droid actuator. This will actually make R2-D2 move back and forth. Contact housing, contact cover, several gears. I'm just doing my inventory, guys. Wire 16, wire 17 with plus and minus, so apparently that's easy to get that mixed up. Got the motor right here. Couple. I only see one spring. There's the other spring. Things to lose. And then, oh, that's not good. XW02, or XW10, XW9, and 08. Let me see if I have a, actually, let me see if I have a screw box that I can add to this thing. I'm pretty sure I do. I do. Just so happens I have one more of these things on handy. It's just that this one is not closing well. That's great. Yes, this is what grinds my gears, man. Ship to Columbia. Oh, you mean for the are you talking about for the D'Agostini stuff or for the because there's multiples, Rick. I think D'Agostini might ship worldwide. Don't know for sure. Don't know with Eagle Moss as well. Mark, I think you're out of focus actually, because it looks, when I look over on OBS, it looks perfectly in focus to me. Almost messed up and cut the sticker. Let me take this sticker off. Put it on this door so I know which screws these are. Same thing with the XW09s. If I can get them, the sticker to come off. Stoop drinking? I have been drinking just a little bit because it is a school night. I have to work tomorrow. Speaking of work and what's stuff going on, Andrea will be indisposed. She's getting some teeth removed on Thursday, so I might pop up and do a live stream because I will be off work. Or at least maybe Kenny. No, I don't think Kenny drinks except for tea. But no, I'll probably finally get my Star Wars video done, so that I didn't do all that work for nothing. I get in on the group build. That's right. Well, you'll have one again in your new house, won't you, Kenny? So it says take the gearbox, the housing, all these gears, and 4 of the X-Wing 08 screws. I can take this extension back off. I don't drink a lot these days. Just a little bit on the weekends. And whenever I'm doing a live stream. I don't know why I do. I insist on doing it during the live streams. It's kind of big, but it's kind of become a tradition ever since the first one. Okay, so this first one, this first gear assembly, which is out of focus. There, you got the 2 gears, and it pops down into this hole right here. Or actually, sorry, this one, the deeper recessed hole. Interesting. I want to make sure I'm not putting this in. No, it's. Yeah, it shows the. There's. On the end of the spindle here, there's some striations that are going to grab something, so I guess it's got to go pretty hard through this thing. My concern is that I'm going to end up pushing the gear off of the spindle. Nope, actually went through. So yeah, it goes through here. And probably a gear or something is going to go on there. So the hole next to it, the spindle without any gear goes on. Or goes in, and that's better. It was not going in very well. So the next gear, okay, there's 2 of these gears that are identical. You got the large gear here. Oops. Got the large gear and the smaller gear on it. It goes down to where the smaller gear is going to engage with the gear, the first gear that went in. Then this. Oh, actually, there's 3 of these identical gears, and they stack. So you've got. Oops. You got the first one, then you got the one with the small gear on the bottom side, another one with the small gear on the bottom side, and the third one with the small gear going on the bottom side, just like that. So that it's actually going to have some, I was going to say some, it's going to have some significant step up, I think. maybe. Almost dropped it. Then the cover goes on like that, and there are 2 holes inside the cover to hold those spindles from the top. Okay, that's got goes, just gets closed, clamped together like that. I think that's, yeah, that's right. Okay. Cover the casing, make sure it's flush all the way around, and then secure it with the 4 XW08 screws. Around the 4 corners. Hopefully this bit is long enough to reach. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna dress up as Lil Sweetness, huh? To be honest, I don't even know who Lil Sweetness is. Oops. So that is the gearbox broken or done. Got the 4 screws in there, 2 of them the deep holes down here. So now it says to take the gearbox, this mounting lug, the screw, the motor, the pinion, oh, this thing here. What's funny is it says just a screw. It doesn't say which screw, which I guess it's X-Wing 08 or XW 08. The little tiny dude in the Dr. Pepper. Oh, okay. Well, see, here's my problem. I don't see Dr. Pepper commercials because I don't watch TV. I watch YouTube. Alright, just take the motor out of here. Not pulling it by the cord and ripping it off of there. I still think it's funny that there's, because I remember the other one has 2 capacitors on it too. Leave a slight gap, so push the pinion on here, but leaving a slight gap. You would think that it would have come on the motor. Ow. That's not a big enough gap as far as I'm concerned. So see if I can get that to come out just a hair. In case you're wondering, no, I'm not using the blade side of the sharp side of the blade on it. Hopefully that's not going to be an issue because it is just on there far far enough on there that I can't get it to come off. Cool. I'll watch it later on, Kenny. Try this again. That's better. I can actually see the shaft down inside of there. It says to push it in, and the picture shows it with the capacitors down. And it is down all the way it'll go. Retaining clip. Wire goes through the clip portion. There's actually there's a slot there and a raised part there that goes over top of. Tightens, sits down there on there like that. Okay, I'm back. OBS just told me it was disconnecting and reconnecting, and now it's reconnected. So screw goes in here like this. And then, so that is now locked down in there. Motor cannot come out. And that pin that we put down there earlier, take the droid actuator, which fits on the projecting shaft, and it goes this way. Goes this little leg part here goes up this direction. So it'll push down on the shaft. That will make R2-D2 rotate when he's in the X-Wing. It's going to blow my mind if this whole motor is just to rotate R2-D2. So I've got a micro switch here. This micro switch right here, you know, as that rotates, it'll engage. Just slides onto those two pins. So next it takes these contacts, this housing, cover, let's see, it says housing, but I only see the cover, and one XW10 screw, okay, it does want this here as well. No, okay, so in the housing here, let me see, you can see the minus and plus. The plus and minus on here has to match up. So this wire is actually coming down outside of there, so let me see. So the minus contactor will go on this side, push out, plus will go on this side. The plus actually went right out. Okay, there, that's better. Minus one finally went all the way out too. Down, take the wires down through the notch like this. Focus. There, wire went down through there like that. There's a notch. So there's a notch on the cover here on this side. That's going to actually hold against the contacts and hold them in place. Push that down inside there. Take the number 10 screw and attach it. You need to do that on a live stream, Kenny. Do the little sweetness on a live stream on Halloween. So that tightens down on here. So the switch or the contact assembly now looks like this. Contact assembly, springs, 2 of the 3 number 9 screws that came with this issue. Turn this thing. Okay, turn it this direction. Fit the spring over each of the posts. Put the contacts pointing up. Oh yeah, I see exactly what this is doing. Push it down, hold it down, and then put the screws down over top of it. I think I've got R2D2 handy where I can show you what exactly these 2 contacts are doing. Let's see. Put these 2 screws in here. So now, let me see if I can get that to where you can see it there. You can see it's got some give to it a little bit. Those 2 contact points will contact the bottom of R2D2's foot. He was built way back in issues 1 and 2. So you've got a very small R2D2 here. The head rotates. That's what this part is for. Actually, when you want to have him in the X-Wing, you have to take the center foot off. His head will fit. He'll actually line up just like this. His leg will fly off. That's because I've got him on the wrong side. He's not the best built little dude, but when he's going in the X-Wing, he'll actually be socketed in so the leg can't fly off. But this socket will pop onto this peg here on the bottom. That's how his head will turn. And then if you see here, these two contacts are going to hit the bottom of this foot, so that, man, that's going to be, okay, that's better. Just double checking. That does not, well, maybe we'll have to see once it's in the X-Wing. It's not really, oh, about R2-D2? Not a big deal. Once I put him in the X-Wing, he's never coming out. But you can see here how the contacts hit there. So, you pop this foot back on, and we're going to call it a live stream. Got a little bit done on the, well, got everything I could done on the Ecto 1, because, like I said earlier, that's the last of the parts I have for the Ecto 1. So, you know, it is what it is. Hopefully, I've upped my subscription because the Terminator parts, I'm down to 2 months left to receive parts for. I think, no, 3 months. I've got this month, April, May, and June. Then the Terminator will be done, and the only thing I'll have going at that point will be the Ecto 1 and the Enterprise, and they are both of them. I have upped the deliveries to one issue per week, so that hopefully, as Eagle Moss gets them in, I'll get the kits. I appreciate you guys stopping by. It was supposed to be just the Ecto 1, but you know, I didn't want to stop it at 45 minutes. So, did a little bit on the X-Wing. And I think I'm going to continue doing more on the X-Wing, because the X-Wing that was issue 70 out of 120. I'm over halfway done, and I have all the parts. So I can do, if it's that kind of night, I can do 10 issues in one night. Yes, Donnie. Yes, absolutely. Enterprise anytime I have parts. I may pop a live stream just in the middle of the day because I have parts. So, like always, guys, thanks for stopping by. Like and subscribe. If you're not a member of HobbyLink International, come on over. Tell them I sent you. Great place, and I'm like I did on the video yesterday. I'm going to start popping in, like Kenny's started doing, shout outs to all the guys over at HLI, especially the guys who are on Discord all the time and the guys who show up on the Sunday stream, just to get you guys a little bit more exposure. Don't worry, Donnie, I won't do it in the middle of the day. You're having a great night too, Kenny and everybody. Thanks, like I said, thanks for stopping by. I've enjoyed it. Have a great evening. Like, subscribe, whole 9 yards, or don't do, but like sentiment from my video yesterday, if you build models, do them for you, enjoy them, and don't worry about what anybody else says, because as a whole, this hobby is about you enjoying what you do, you enjoying what your finished product is. When I get done, I always love my models. So have a great evening, and a great evening, day, morning, whenever you happen to be watching this, if you're not watching it on the live stream, and I will talk to you later.